Today, when I start, I want to I want to start talking about my failures first. Because in life, if there's anything that I've learned, then it is through my failures. So, there are two important failures in my life. So, the first one was when I was in school. I was too young to process a failure then. Yeah, but fortunately, it happened. I was in fourth standard and it was our school assembly. I came up to the stage. I saw the biggest crowd of my life. The whole school was assembled in front of me. And I actually discovered how it felt to be nervous for the first time. I didn't know how to handle it. I just looked at the crowd and I was like, okay, all I have to do is say prayer position. I'll be all right. I started like that and the bell rang. So I wanted to say prayer position. I was trying so hard. I went to the mic and I said national anthem. Unfortunately, the whole school started laughing at me. And I was so scared. Like, I was so embarrassed. I didn't expect that to be happening to me. That too, I was too young to process that. That was the main problem. And I just stood there, froze, didn't know what to do. My teacher came to the rescue. She took the mic. She proceeded with the assembly. And I made a mess of my first class assembly. And I got this nickname called the National Anthem Girl. I started reading. That would be my first very underrated habit that I took upon. And I started reading about communication, how to communicate effectively, books on self-improvement, how I can improve myself, and the power of the mind. I learned a lot about my own mind and how we can use our mind to transform yourself and achieve goals, which was a very important turning point in my life. Because I realized that our mind is very powerful. What you put into it, it multiplies what is put into it and it gives the biggest result. So the smallest unit of the mind is a thought. Thought is something that just goes unnoticed most of the time. So whenever a thought passes by, we don't even realize. We just leave it like that. But actually, it is the thoughts that make beliefs. People say, believe in yourself, but they don't tell you how to do it, right? I did realize that focusing on our thoughts is the key to creating beliefs. Because what is a belief? A belief is a thought that is repeated enough number of times in your head so that it becomes a belief. And when you do that regularly, it just transforms yourself. You can transform yourself in that way. Every time a negative thought comes to your head, just counter it with a positive one. Because I'll tell you what, when you have positive beliefs in your head, when you repeat positive thoughts, what happens in your brain is new neural pathways are created to support that belief. And that is how the transformation scientifically occurs. And when you transform yourself, you change the perspective that others think when they see you. You can change that. And that is very important for me. That was very important for me because I was dealing with my first very bad failure. So, second habit that I developed was observation. Before I get to observation, I would like to talk about my second biggest failure in my life, which was my first ever audition. So, I knew nothing about acting. Okay, initially, I was doing engineering and I used to see these big Bollywood stars on screen. They all performed really well. So I thought it was easy. They just did it so effortlessly. They faked it so well that it made me think that it was very easy. And I went to the audition. So the director was there. There were like 15 other crew members. And he asked me, so what are you going to perform today? So I told him, Sir, I'd be performing as somebody who doesn't know how to cook biryani. So he was like, oh, okay, that is your topic. Fine, go ahead, do it. I was so dumb. I thought that if I said that I'd perform as somebody who doesn't know how to cook, it would help me in my performance because I really didn't know how to cook biryani. So I thought it would help me, but unfortunately, it doesn't work like that. I realized it the hard way. So I started with my audition. I was like, first you take a cooker and then what is it? What is it that you put in biryani? Is it rice? I was literally talking to myself and making a fool out of myself. My grandmother, she was sitting there. She was keeping a hand on her head and she was like this. No, don't. Please stop it. She was like that. Please stop the torture. And I was so embarrassed. I could see it with my side eye that she is really embarrassed. I am also embarrassed and I'm performing, making a fool of myself. The director is like trying so hard not to laugh. I can see that I'm not blind. And I didn't know what to do. And at the end, I was like, sir, I think I've already made a mess of my biryani. So I was laughing, but I actually was very embarrassed. So the director was like, no, you were doing fine. Like, I knew that he was consoling me. After the performance, he was like telling me, you did well. But I knew that I didn't do the acting part very well, which was the most important part. So I was very embarrassed. And the director said, we'll give you a call in 2 days. So I was very sure that this is not going to happen. So I was like, okay, sir, see you then. I knew I'm not going to see him again. So I just went back home. And 2 days later, the director called me. It seems I was selected. I didn't know what he saw in me. I still don't know. And I was happy because I could do cinema in future. But the problem was, I still didn't know how to act. That was the most important part. And I was so scared. I didn't know what to do. And but I just remembered there was one thing. So out of the crew members, there was one person who just came to me. He knew that I was helpless and embarrassed. He did realize my situation. So he came to me and he said, Amina, you need to observe yourself. Only do what you really feel in a certain situation. When somebody gives you a topic, only if you would really do that in your real life, incorporate it in your performance. Otherwise, don't do it. So it is at that point that I realized that I'd been overacting all this while. I was not doing things that I would actually do in my real life. I was just making up things and maybe, this is how people do it. And I was just doing something. But that's not how acting works. So that is how I did realize the importance of observation. And that really did help me in my career as an actor because the first step was a big failure. And from then on, I took smaller steps to where I am now. So observation, I found, is the key to becoming a good actor, to becoming a good artist, creator, whatever you want to be. You need to observe really well. And the third habit I would like to go to that I practiced after enduring my failures was application. So application of what I learned from reading and observation, that really did help me in transforming myself into a better, newer, bigger version of myself.